Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki Schmidt. I'm the current president of AHS, and I'm here today to give you an update of what happened at our fall board meeting in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina last weekend. If you're interested, you can read the entire 170-page agenda book that we used for this meeting by logging into the portal and clicking on AHS Files, you see at the top of the page, and then clicking on Administrative Files from the drop-down menu. Once you click on Administrative Files, you'll see the first link on that page is AHS 2016 Fall Agenda Book. Now, traditionally, the Board of Directors meets in the fall at the location of the National Convention 2 years in the future. And this year, I was so happy to go to Myrtle Beach, and we were the guests of the Georgetown Area Daylily Club, who will proudly host the 2018 National Convention. There are always meetings before the meeting, and in this case, it was no different. We had a publications meeting, executive committee meeting, long-range planning. We had a great brainstorming session, and then after all of that thinking, we had a night on the town. That's a photo of one of the breakout sessions that we had. Marcia Zek led a wonderful brainstorming session where even members of the local clubs came and talked with board members and staff and special chairs on issues that are really important to the society today. And so this was just one of several small breakout sessions that we had going on that night. The next day, though, it was all board meeting business, and 26 of us gathered in a room all day to discuss issues and go through that previously mentioned agenda book. Let's go through a few of the notables from the board meeting. From the treasurer, we learned that she will be moving toward a paperless office in the next year. Lots of scanning and purging to be done in that office, and so she is going to start that in the next year. The proposed 2017 budget was approved as amended throughout the meeting, so that will also be published in that same location of the administrative files and the agenda book that I showed you just a slide or two ago. So if you're interested in the budget, you can find it online there at any time. From publications, there were some really exciting things happening. First, there was a proposed change that we follow the recommendations of the new ICNCP code to allow us to produce electronic checklists instead of requiring actual hard copy printing. Now, what that means is that we will still have a publication schedule where registrations have to be in by a certain date to be included in a certain registration year. And we will also have a publication date where those registrations will become official and final. This will also generate a cost savings for us of about $1,500 by not actually printing a bound book of this checklist. Second, at the cost save of another near $4,000, the board voted to approve their proposal to discontinue the printing of the annual supplement. So you will no longer receive that ride-along book that comes with your daily journal that shows you all of the exhibition judges and garden judges and display gardens and show results and such. We're still going to generate that information, and we're still going to publicize it and make it available. We just no longer will pay. It was $3,300 alone just to print those supplements, then to include the postage, to include them with the Daily Journal and mail them. We also approved a multi-page discount for Daily Journal advertisers, and you'll see that in upcoming Daily Journals, more details on that. Daily Journal deadlines now will be moved to the 1st instead of the 15th of the month. Also very exciting for advertisers in the Daily Journal, we'll also now use the beautiful ads that are created for use in the Daily Journal. We will also now use those ads on our social media outlets such as Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We also selected Claude Carpenter to be the checklist editor. So he will be working with the registrar to generate that checklist for registration. So we're excited to welcome Claude on board to edit that document. Other notables from membership, we saw a big increase in local participation in the incentive program. 4 clubs in the top 2 tiers of that program. We drew 1 club from a hat, and the Baton Rouge Daylily Society was selected, and they won $500 to spend with a participating vendor in our voucher program. A note of interest from publication sales, we have shipped over 1,600 items since January 1st. So that's very interesting. Of all of our publications and all of the things that are shipped out of Brenda Macy's publication warehouse, if you will, 1,600 items. So I thought that was very interesting. From registration, we learned that as of September, they had processed 2,134 registrations. And as of the morning of the board meeting, Elizabeth texted me and said that she had just processed number 2,500. So she also reported that she has received over 8,000 emails since January 1st. She also reported that she added 764 previously missing photos to the database. So we're very excited about that. She's made 1,001 corrections to the database since January 1st as well. Coming from the executive committee's meeting on Friday afternoon, there were 4 action items. The first action item was a 2017 compensation package for the registrar, which was reviewed and approved. Second, there was also an action item regarding the providing of clarifying guidance on invocations at national conventions. And for those of you who were in attendance in Louisville at the 2016 Summer Convention, you remember the motion from the floor regarding a more inclusive invocation if given at AHS national conventions. That motion in Louisville was tabled for the fall board meeting, and in between the time of the summer meeting where that motion was given from the floor and the fall board meeting, the originator of that motion did withdraw that motion formally in writing. And so the board decided that although there still wasn't an active procedural motion on the table, we really wanted to provide and draw some attention to some clarifying guidance for future hosts of AHS national conventions. And what you see here is the motion that was provided, recommended by the executive committee, and provided to the AHS Board of Directors, and this motion passed unanimously. So this language and the recommendation and the requirement of the schedule of events to feature an invocation, if one is to be given, will be inserted into the National Convention Planners Handbook. Third, going along right with that motion, we also proposed a procedure for how to handle new business at national conventions, and a new action item was approved to require any new business to be brought before the annual business meeting to be submitted 10 days prior to the date of the annual business meeting. Last, the executive committee also proposed a change of committee name. The current historical photograph collection committee, led ably by Debbie Monbeck, we changed that committee name to more properly address the scope of what they're already doing. So again, those 4 action items were presented by Charles Douglas, the Vice President, on behalf of the Executive Committee to the Board of Directors on Saturday, and they were all approved as such. The Awards and Honors Committee provided a lot of information in their report as well, and I'd encourage you to look at the agenda book and read Melody Campbell's report. Of 738 garden judges, 167 of them did not vote, either by paper or electronically, and 72 of those 167 did not vote for the second year in a row. 45% of the ballots that we received in this year's Awards and Honors balloting were received electronically, so that was exciting. In 2017, you can expect some major upgrades to the online voting process, not only in the ability to search the database for those types of award winners, but also in the actual physical voting and submission process as well. So that electronic process is going to get a nice upgrade for 2017. Also exciting, 17 junior citations were tentatively awarded, and that was great news as well. From the AHS Conventions Committee, the board was so excited to unanimously accept the application from the Ogeechee Daylily Society and the Savannah Americalis Society to host our 2020 National Convention. That's probably one of the most exciting pieces of news to come out of the board meeting, is that we have secured a location now 4 years into the future. So thank you so much to Region 5 and for the local members there in the southeast portion of the state who will be hosting us in 2020 for what I am sure you will see will be a very different and new experience in national convention planning. From Daylily Display Gardens and Daylily Cities, we now have 309 display gardens, 18 historic, 3 international, and currently no Daylily Cities. A project to fix and improve the online application for the renewal process and for the application project is working right now. Look for those changes in 2017. The most exciting thing of this report was that the prototype for the new display garden signs was shown and was appreciated by everyone in the meeting. Here is an example of that item. They can hang it using the corners. They can hang it on a post in the middle. So it is near the same weight, just a little bit of the same size. It was cast, forged, and will be produced in the state of Illinois. And so we're excited about that. So TBD on final price and postage, but now that we've seen the prototype, we'll be authorizing the first order of those. Endowments reported a very exciting 100 for 100 club. An ad in the Winter Journal will explain more of the details. And so in 2016, just for metric's sake, 50 individuals donated $100 and 16 individuals donated more than $100. So we hope by forming this consortium of people or consortium of larger donors, we will continue to see increases in support of our endowments and of our general fund going into the future. And in 2017, we're going to do things a little differently and start to lean on other areas of long-range planning and fundraising. So as soon as you see this 100 for 100 Club announcement come out, I would ask you to jump on it quickly. Exhibitions reported for the first time in 5 years a decline in accredited shows, and they also supported one action item, and the action item related to the showing of doubles in exhibition shows. And let me show you the language of that action item. You might pause the video at this point and read and marinate on the information that you see on the screen. Otherwise, the summation is that for show purposes only, a list is going to be generated that shows doubles that in their registration data, it indicates that they double 50% or more of the time, or they poly 50% or more of the time. So again, it's going to be dependent on the data provided in the registration database by the person registering the daylily. If that database shows that it doubles or polys more than 50% of the time, it will continue to show and compete in Section 5. If the registration data indicates that it doubles or polys less than 50% of the time, it will be shown in the large, small, miniature, UF, whatever size or form section is called for. Those cultivars that have no percentage listing are going to remain on the list of doubles and polys. And this action item was discussed and it was unanimously approved, and it will go into effect for 2017 accredited exhibition shows. And a list is going to be provided for you, so you're not going to have to look up every one. AHS will provide a list of those doubles and polys that are acceptable to be shown in Section 5. And if the double or poly does not show on the list provided by AHS, then those cultivars will not be allowed to be shown in Section 5. That should make it very easy for placement and classification and exhibitors to understand where their cultivars are going to compete in an AHS accredited show. That leads us right into judges' education. A major overhaul of the Judging Daylily's Exhibitions Handbook was completed and was sent to the board for review before the board meeting. And all of the changes that were submitted, the formatting and the styles still need to be completed, but the revisions were unanimously approved, and the PDF will be available by January 1st for download and will become effective next year. Once this one's published, all previous versions will be obsolete. There is a plan to email this directly to all of the exhibition judges, as well as mail a newsletter update to all exhibition judges, just updating them on where the new manual is, how they can get it. You will still be able to order a printed hard copy if you'd like from our publication services chair, or you can just download it as a PDF. Another change issued by Judges Education, they moved that AHS members now only should have to be an AHS member for only 12 consecutive months instead of 24 consecutive months to start exhibition judges training. So that's good news for enthusiastic new members who want to get started on their exhibition judges training. Looking at long-range planning, Marcia Zeck again led a great brainstorming session on Friday night, and we talked about in her report an online auction this winter using Facebook. And we find a lot of other organizations our size and our genre holding these online Facebook auctions, and they are very successful. And this Facebook auction will be run out of marketing, long-range planning, and technology. Those three committees will kind of work together on this. And all the directors were challenged to provide at least one big item, one experience, one cool piece of art, one neat piece of history, one something that would generate interest among daylily enthusiasts. So if you're listening to this message right now and something pops in your mind, if you have the inside scoop on a VIP tour of your local botanical garden, please think about donating an experience like this to our fundraising efforts in 2017. We're going to need those items by December 1st. We're going to work hard to make the auction as desirable looking and as well organized as possible. So quick, you only have a couple of weeks to think of an awesome item that you can donate to this cool online fundraising experience. It's going to be the first time we do it, and I really encourage you to get involved. Think of items like timeshares, experiences with hybridizers, experiences at botanical gardens, like I mentioned, super special daylily collectibles of any kind, super special daylily collections even. All monies will support the general fund for 2017, and there will be more details to come. Yes, indeed, it was a long day. This is incoming director Judy Branson from Region 13, and it was indeed a long day. From the membership, Maureen Valenza reported that we saw a 7% overall drop in the membership from 2015. The experience of buying a gift membership, we are looking to improve that next year. And she reported that there were 41 gardens in our voucher program. A full membership report, numbers broke down by region, will be available in the minutes from the meeting or are available by emailing membership@daylilies.org. From the popularity poll, sadly, only 18% of AHS members voted in the popularity poll this year. And under the direction of Sandy Holmes, assisted by John Martin, a major project to assess our pop poll program and the tools that we use to conduct it is underway. So you can expect a much different experience for that in 2017. From the Youth Committee, we received a report about 104 youth members in AHS, and that is super exciting. That's a great percentage of our membership, and 18 of those youth from 6 different regions attended the Louisville event this year for our national convention. So that's an exciting segment of our membership. There was a small action item to revise the age description for the Bertie Ferris Scholarship, and that will be revised and published for the 2017 awards. From technology, a very detailed report was provided from the contractor that we hired after the summer board meeting, and I was pleased to report that the board was very overwhelmingly excited about the demonstrated changes with our relationship with him. Some moves that we have been talking about for years are about to be a reality, and I don't expect that, again, you can probably pause this if you like and look at this screen. I won't read hardly any of these on on the screen other than to say our search functionality is going to be majorly upgraded to address a lot of the complaints that we've had for years about the search being very stringent and not being very smart at all. We've integrated more tools to make it not only smart, but almost smarter than you think it should be, with some fun things involved there. We're also going to give you the option to search by a certain ranges of color. You'll be able to cross-reference cultivar names with parentage names, which is going to be a new dimension as well. Reservation expirations are going to be exactly named. We're going to show you now in the registration details that you see in your search results. We're now going to publish what awards that particular cultivar might have won right there in the search results of the registration database search. So lots and tons and truckloads of exciting things happening with technology. Lots of internal things too to fix our processes in garden judges voting. A lot of manual processes for the registrar have been addressed this time. The next swipe, we're going to be looking heavily at the pop poll, at display gardens, and at membership functions. So we have the board approved another round of funding with this contractor so that we can address those things in this efficient manner, that we were able to really do a lot of cool things. So baby steps, but these are major baby steps. So we hope you enjoy them. Again, toward the beginning of December, definitely before the first of the year, we'll have lots of exciting things to announce about how to use our technology tools. There's the action item requesting the additional funds. It was enthusiastically approved. In the new business of the meeting, as we wound down for the day, I recognized incoming and outgoing officers and directors. I also selected a presidential nominating committee, and the board ratified that committee to search for the next president. This committee will announce their nominee for the next president at the summer board meeting next year, and that incoming president will serve January 1st, 2018 to the end of 2019. The Awards and Honors Chair then handed out the results from the garden judges voting, and there was much celebration about that. The larger audience was dismissed, and the directors proceeded to vote on the restricted section of the agenda book, which gave us the chance to vote on nominees for all of our service awards, our personal awards, and even the Lennington All-American Award. The meeting was adjourned at 3:45, which I think was record time for a fall board meeting, which is much business as we conducted. It seemed like it went much longer than that, but due to the cooperation of everyone in the meeting and the succinct reports and the wonderful agenda book and the great discussion and even better preparation, we got done in very good time. So the board of directors dinner was that night, and we did a Facebook Live feed of the awards announcements and some of those other events that happened that evening, including an invitation. And that video is still out on our Facebook pages for your enjoyment. You can watch how it was captured live and see the comments. And it was a pretty fun and a first for us to stream that live to our pages on Facebook. So at one point we had almost 35 people watching the video, which was super fun to have that interaction all over the country. So that takes us to the end. There were 21 action items and a lot of progress. I'm proud to report that we have almost 6,000 members, and the numbers are coming in each day. 94 local clubs are members of AHS, and again, new ones all the time. 83,000 plus registered cultivars and growing, 500 exhibition judges, 738 garden judges, 50 plus accredited exhibition shows and events all over the country, 293 official daylily display gardens. There is much that we have to be proud of, and it was my pleasure to provide this report to you today. You can send those along to me at president@daylilies.org if you have any comments about what you've heard in here today. So we'll see you all in 2018. Thank you again to the Georgetown Group, to the officers in Region 15 for hosting us. We had a wonderful event. We enjoyed the hotel. We enjoyed the beach and the restaurants and the surrounding entertainment, and we can't wait for that event. Thanks again for blooming and growing with me, folks. My name is Nikki Smith, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.